Yeah, good day everybody. My name is Ben Greyling. I've been working here at the ARC on this particular campus for more than 37 years. I'm the research team manager of the Beef Recording and Improvement Scheme. And our main mandate is really to improve the efficiency, both from an economical and biological point of view, of beef cattle. So the awards have been we're going for 50 years. I think in 2 years, 3 years, it will be 50 years. So it's been running for many decades. And the scheme itself, of course, has been formally in existence since 1959. That's a few years before I was born. But yeah, we've been doing the recording and improvement for many decades. And we've made big strides in terms of improving the sustainability, enhancing the sustainability and profitability of beef farmers through performance recording. Yeah, the awards really is to recognize and really to show to the world what can be achieved, to recognize the specific heights that farmers can achieve, making use of performance recording, but also associated technologies, of course. Performance recording is all about information. They say without data, you cannot have information. So that information is packaged into tools that the farmers can use to make selective decisions, of course, and management, and to improve the genetic potential of animals, because times change. We are not in the same world that we were in 100 or 200 or 300 years ago. So we have to adapt. The markets change a lot. It's also all about demand and supply. So you have to keep track with what changes. So you need to adapt your animal's genetics. In a simple term, you need to select the better ones and separate them from the poor performing ones. Otherwise, you will not maintain yourself in the beef value chain. So the awards itself is really to recognize and award, of course, the top producers, to show the world what can be achieved making use of all these technologies. So the awards, remember that the Beef Recording and Improvement Scheme is run on behalf of government. Like I said, for many decades already. We work very closely and liaise closely with many stakeholders in industry. We have many very well respected and appreciated sponsors, of course. And what we do is we record the data, we package it, and then the farmers use that. That's what, in essence, what the beef scheme does. There's many success stories. Maybe in an overall context, if you look at the official published data, there's a lot of positive returns on investment by investing in performance recording. And that's what these top farmers that we showcase in our national awards, that's what they show to the world. They've used this data, and now they've made strides to come from, I don't want to say 0 to hero, but we have many success stories where they have started implementing performance recording, and then became some of the top farmers in South Africa. Remember, we have many farmers. We have around 25,000, 30,000 commercial farmers in South Africa. But we have many stories. Every year we have many great success stories where they've shown where they were a couple of years ago, where they are now, and how it's affected their, not just productivity, but also their profitability, of course. It's important also to remember what we are as humans, or what cattle are. It's a mix between nature and nurture. It's an environment like feed, management, things like that, and of course nature's genetics. But that's also not the only one. It's also about functional efficiency of cattle. And an extreme example, a cow with 3 legs will simply just not work. So that's why there's a lot of focus by all the breeds that look at functional efficiency, structural efficiency of the animal. And that's obviously also in line with what the breed societies themselves require in terms of specific standards. So yes, even if an animal has good genetics, but for a breed inspector, for instance, there's a problem with the structural efficiency, an animal like that may be disqualified, if I can use that word. But often the important thing to know is, even if you look at an animal that is functionally or structurally well defined, you still cannot, in most of the cases, cannot visually see the kind of genetics the animal has. For instance, how do you know how reproductive the animal is? That's where the genetics part comes in. That's where the data that we collect, that's where the data comes in and tells you if an animal is good, bad, or ugly in terms of a particular trait like reproduction. There's 7 award categories. We're bringing in a surprise one this year, but the viewers have to wait and see that. But it's about certain categories. Zoom in on bulls specifically. Look at the bulls. Look at the genetic potential of the bulls and many other traits. Other categories look at the cows specifically. When we look at the bulls or the cows, of course, you will in certain categories, a particular bull will represent the entire breed, and it's the same for the cow, of course. Then we have categories for the emerging farmers in terms of how they make also use of performance data and management. We have categories that look at the best mentor of the year. For me, that's one of the important ones, how these farmers really plow back what they've learned from agriculture, their knowledge, their wisdom, in certain instances, even their resources. Then we have herd of the year, which looks at the farmer with the top performing herd of the year. But it's not just about his herd, of course. It's also about how the farmer is changing the livestock, well, the beef industry specifically, in terms of plowing back, how he's really plowing back his leadership on formal structures and things like that to take industry to the top, to take it forward.